So, like I said, because I haven't seen what's actually happening, I can't tell you anything right off the bat. I'm just gonna like observe, and then when I notice something, I'll give feedback.
All right.
Actually, I guess this is already something useful. So your support is playing pretty far back, and also if you have a Swain support, Swain's pretty weak at level 1. Which means you can actually get poked out really easily here. So you need to be aware of the Vel'Koz's positioning, because as he's walking up into this bush, you need to immediately just be backing off, and you kind of do, but then you like walk forward, which is just going to allow you to take not only damage from Vel'Koz, but now Kai'Sa's just isolated on you. So now you're taking Vel'Koz Q and all of Kai'Sa's autos, while your support is all the way back here. Like, he's not even close to you. So you need to be more aware of the positioning from your support and their support. You should, like, you did good to back up, but then you walked forward, and that was your mistake there. And then now you're just going to take a lot of damage. That's going to stop you from controlling the wave. So now you have no, like, control of what's going on. Your Swain does get a good root, and it kind of mitigates something. Do you understand when someone's going to hit level 2 in the lane?
Whoever clears the second wave faster.
Yeah, but do you know what minion, like how many minions it takes to hit level 2?
I'm guessing 2.
No. So if you are duoed in the bot lane, and both bot laners, like you and your support, collect the entire first wave, so 6 minions, the next 3 melee minions will will give you an XP for level 2. So because of that, you need to be aware of the minions that your opponents are hitting. And I don't think you were paying attention here. You guys are actually even on minions, but there's like one ranged minion that is super far away that you can't kill because it's just far away. If you walk up and hit it here, then you guys can keep up. But because you don't, you get this melee minion. But now you're still level 1 and they're level 2 because they cleared the first 3 melees. And you cleared the first 3 melees, but you didn't get that one range minion from the previous wave. And because of that, that stopped you from hitting level 2. So now they have total control of the lane because guess what? They're level 2. They have an extra ability that they can use, whereas you don't. They're just flat out stronger than you. So you have to back away immediately after that happens.
Would you say the melee and range give the same XP?
No, they do not. Melee minions give more golden XP than range minions, and cannon minions give more than both.
Oh, okay.
You don't lose the lane off of it, but it's very clear now that like you guys are on the back end. You can still make up for it if you guys just hit like a good Swain route. You also, okay, that's good. You are positioning correctly. Anytime they're like out of line, you can just walk up and harass them. When you're against a Vel'Koz, you need to be standing behind minions. So you're just taking so much free poke. Oh, you should not have needed to flash here.
For this, would you say I should have backed out since the minions were far away?
Yeah, like there's no reason to walk up here. Just look at what's going on. So after you clear, specifically after you clear this melee minion. So you clear it. Well, you don't actually get it, but so once that's cleared, you can't reach these range minions, and they're not even close to dying anyways. So it's not a big deal if you don't go for them right here and there. The cannon minion is not even close to dying, so you don't have to walk up for that either. You have no minions, so Vel'Koz is free to just throw his Q, and no matter where you go, he should be able to just land it easily.
So I should have went back to where Swain was? Or
yeah,
further?
just sit back. Like, you don't need to be this far forward. There's nothing to be far forward for. You're not trading. You're not last hitting. You're walking forward for actually no reason. You understand that?
Yeah. Makes sense.
And yeah, that caused you to blow flash. So now you guys really just... You need to be playing defense at this point. Like, understand that you have basically lost the early lane phase. It's not like you don't lose the game off of it, but this is very clearly like you concede their advantage. And you only go forward if like your Swain makes a play. Well, this is maybe good. Oh, what is this? This is very, very, very good for you up until right here. I'm not sure. You're just misclicking or... Oh no, you're trying to go for the Vel'Koz. Bro, he's out. Like, he flashed away. He used barrier, he used flash. That's good for you. Like, you just focus on what's in front of you. As an AD carry, you should be hitting your closest targets like 90% of the time. There are situations where you want to chase, but this is not one of them.
So should I have I ran away or wait for Kai'Sa?
No, you just attack Kai'Sa here. Like, it's 2v1. Like, your Swain is attacking Kai'Sa, you're attacking Kai'Sa. You both are on even minions, so like you have the advantage here. But because you walk forward for no reason, you're not attacking, so Kai'Sa's hitting you for free. The ranged minions are hitting you for free. And now you barely, barely, barely don't die there, when you realistically should have just been like same health as her. Now you're playing super far back. I understand that like you're trying to avoid Vel'Koz, but like, oh boy. Dude, your support is playing so far forward, and you're sitting like 1,000 miles away. Like, he is an entire full screen ahead of you, and you're just playing far, far back. And then you still get hit by the Vel'Koz Q anyways, so like, you have to understand, if someone is trying to focus one of the two people in your lane, that means that they're not focusing the opposite person, right? So if they're both hitting Swain, that means they're not hitting you. You have free reign to just walk forward and just like use your abilities, use auto attacks. I know you're low, but like, I mean, realistically, he shouldn't be fighting there, but there is a... Oh yeah, and you just die here. And see, here's the thing, right? Now you lose an insane amount of minions. You lose, let's say, 3... Oh, you went away from that. You lose like an entire wave and a half, basically.
So do you think it would have been better to back recall or be with Swain?
No, you can play it out. You just are positioning like in a really bad spot. Like, let me look at the fight again. So like right here, you should basically be, instead of where you're standing, like about 3 Teemos north. So behind the range minions that you have. Because that means that Vel'Koz can't hit you because he has to like somehow weave the Q around, but you can react to that. You should be able to react to Vel'Koz throwing out his Q, and then it can only go one of two ways, right? It's either going to go straight forward, or he's going to split it. So it's all very linear, which means that you just have time to react to where you want to stand. So like, you stand back here where my mouse is. Actually, let me pull up the epic pin. A bad color.
Just drawing out where I should have been.
Yeah. So you should be standing right here where the yellow is. So now Vel'Koz, and let's pretend it's blue. So if he throws out a Q this way, these are the only two ways that he can throw it out realistically. Like he throws it out this way or this way based on where he's standing. And then from there, it's gonna split. It can literally only go like this, right? So if that's the case, you either walk forward or backwards based on where he threw it, and you use the minions as your cover. It's like you ever play Gears of War?
Yeah,
It's like that, right? You use
right.
like the actual map to like hide behind cover. Like there's literally a cover button.
Yeah,
Like
I know what
if
you're
someone's
saying.
just mowing down a hallway, you just take cover, you know?
Yeah. Alright.
And then yeah, like instead of it looks like you're reacting to the fact that he's stepping forward. And like, yeah, you have no cover back here, but you could just be, you know, where I said, and he wouldn't be able to hit that angle anyways.
So instead of running so far back, do you think I should have ran into minions?
Yeah, just stay near your minions. And if Kaisa
Even if...
fights you, Swain is healthy enough to like make the trade.
Okay.
Because like, I mean, he does kill Kaisa there, but now you're so low that you can very easily die to a dive. Both of you can die to a dive. So all like, I think I made 4 or 5 different points within the first 3 minutes. All 4 of those points, if you do the proper thing, you wouldn't be low enough to die here. You would have the health to fight. You would have the health to get your CS. And you would just be like out positioning them the whole time. As an AD carry, the most important thing you should be thinking about is positioning. It is your job to output DPS while also not dying. That's why positioning matters a lot. So you need to be more aware of like the ranges that your opponents have.
Makes sense.
I'm just fast forwarding because there's not much happening here.
For wave control, do you think this is fine?
I think you need it to be walking up. Here, let me rewind this. Okay. So you know that your wave is pushing. You have way more minions than they do, right? You should not be scared to walk forward at this point. Vel'Koz can't hit you in this wave unless it's with his W or E, but like his Q is the most damage, so it's not a big deal. And also, Kaisa is really bad against waves when she's early game because she can't isolate her target with Q. If she tried to fight you, if Vel'Koz and Kaisa try and fight you in this wave, you win it. Even though they should have the item advantage, they can't hit you with like 90% of their abilities, right? Kaisa can't hit W, Kaisa can't hit Q, Vel'Koz can't hit Q, and Vel'Koz E and W are so little damage. Plus, you have Swain coming right behind you anyways. There's just no reason not to like keep pushing here, right?
Right.
So you stand in these minions, and instead of going to ward right away, you need to be just straight up pushing because they can thin out this wave and then form a freeze if you don't take care of this. Like you have the ability to control the wave, but instead you like walk over here and like you take time to clear this ward. All this is wasted time that you could have spent like going forward. And now like it doesn't matter if you put that ward there. Look at the way that they thinned out the wave. Now you're stuck on their side of the map, and now you could be ganked. It doesn't matter that you have this pink ward here, because a jungler can just walk into the lane and kill you. You are an immobile champion with no flash, no heal. It doesn't matter if you see them coming, if they could just walk at you and kill you anyways. Especially because it's a Talon, right? He could just jump over the wall.
Right.
So the proper thing to do is to just hard push and make sure that that wave shoves so that it'll bounce right back to you. And then you can focus on like fighting and laning in the middle or towards your tower instead of on their side of the map.
Makes sense. I think we saw Talon at the above dragon.
Yeah, I didn't actually see him. I'm just focused on your actual laning.
And then here comes Talon.
Let's see, you have your jungler here to counter gank, so this is pretty good for you. There's actually shouldn't be any way that you die here unless you walk forward. You're isolating yourself. If you just kite this backwards, there's no reason you should die here. Like, Kaisa has to walk through Swain in order to get to you. You actually just keep kiting up. But you walk back into her instead of just kiting upwards. Like, you could have just walked either this way or even this way, although the left side is probably safer. But you chose to walk forward. Now you put yourself in lethal range of Kaisa. It's okay if you don't get the kills here. Like this was a bad situation for you, and your team turned it into a winning situation until you turned it back around for the enemy team and made it like an even situation instead.
I see. So running away instead of trying to save.
Yeah, I mean, I want to rewatch it one more time. So, like, we know Vel'Koz is dead. It looks like Viego is going to be able to kill Talon. So you're realistically the only threat to you is Kai'Sa, right?
Yeah.
Nobody else is coming. Vel'Koz is dead. Talon can't get to you. Their top and mid are not coming to you. The only thing that kills you here is Kai'Sa. You just do the only thing that you can to not die here. Just walk away from her. You even hit her. Did you hit her with a W? I can't tell.
It seems that I did not.
Yeah, it looks like it didn't hit. Well, regardless, like, look at where you're at right now and look at where she's at. She's like off screen. There's just no way that you don't run into River and escape this. Think about her range, right? Let's say that she is where the blue dot is. Her auto attack range is probably something like this. So because she's down here, and you're up here, there's just zero chance that she gets to you if you run in a straight line away.
I see. Okay, I'll do that next time. Seems that they're zoning me off.
Yeah, it's fine. I mean, the wave is coming to you, so it's not a big deal. Just be focused on last hitting. You missed like 3 minions there because you tried to harass instead of just focusing on last hitting. There's a time and place to harass your opponent, and that was definitely not one of them. You basically should just be trading when you either have the wave advantage or it's even, or if you just straight up have item advantage. This is fine. Unfortunately, Talon should be able to zone you.
I think I was saying that I thought they were gonna tower dive me, but it seems that Talon left.
Yeah. Talon left, so it's fine. Okay, same thing right here. You should just be focused on last hitting. What are we backing for? Okay, keep going. Do you understand how waves work?
Somewhat. What specifically?
Well, whenever someone pushes into your tower or the enemy tower, whichever wave crashes into the enemy tower, it'll then reverse on itself, like Uno, right?
Yeah.
Reverse card. It'll just bounce straight back, and then it'll just keep ping-ponging back and forth until someone actually takes control of the wave state.
Yeah, so resetting a wave, yeah, I know that.
Yeah, so we know that it's bouncing back, so we want to set up a slow push. Okay, again, you're pretty far from Swain. Not here. Like right here. You are so far away from him. So now anytime that he makes a play, like you can't follow up on it. You should ideally always be in a parallel line with your support. There are exceptions to that rule, but generally that's how it works.
I
And
see.
it's because you want to follow up on anything he does, right?
Yeah.
If you're all the way back here, if he lands a root, well now instead of like running this way, now you have to like go all the way like in a extra of 400 500 range. And in that time, the root's going to run out and then the opponent can just walk away. You're basically asking Swain to do everything for you.
I see. So I would be closer.
Yeah, you just want to like stick to a reasonable distance between you and your support. Because look, he ignited, he used everything on Vel'Koz, and then Vel'Koz just walked away because there's no follow up. No, walk forward, take control of the lane, brother. You
I
know that
think I was
Talon is top.
I think I was playing too defensively. That's what it sounds like.
Yeah, very much so. And like, it's okay to play defensive if they have the advantage, but they never actually had a real advantage on you guys as far as I've seen. Except for like the early game mistakes, but that's it.
Maybe if I walked away further, then Vel'Koz couldn't reach me.
So remember what I said when it doesn't matter if you have vision of this river bush, because if you're far up enough, the enemy jungler can just walk at you anyways.
Yeah.
This is exactly what happens here. Like, yeah, you guys have vision, but Talon just kind of walked in anyways and killed you. And that's why controlling the wave matters so much. If you hard push and then let it come back to you, Talon can't gank you if you're under your own turret or like, you know, 10 feet in front of it. Talon can't gank you. There's no point. He's not going to dive you if you're full HP.
So you're saying whenever it is on their side, I should be hard pushing?
Um, it really kind of just depends. Like, I mean, we saw Talon. Here's the thing, right? Let me go back a little bit. It was right here. So we know our wave is pushing because we cleared all their minions and we have an entire like wave and no, we got one full wave. Okay. So we have an entire full wave. And I don't know if you can see on the mini map, but you should basically know whenever you look at the mini map, you look at where the minions are for your team, and that'll tell you where the minions are for the enemy team. So if you see top lane, there's a wave right underneath tier 1 tower for top lane, which means that there should be a wave for the enemy tier 1 tower for top and bottom. So they're all like right here, right? And then of course the minions in the middle meet faster because it's a shorter lane. So because of that, we know that we have a wave coming. So we'll have 2 waves stacked. They only have 1 wave. So we walk forward, we just push that wave, crash it into tower, make sure they don't freeze or hold it, and then it'll come back to us. And the reason why we need to do that now is because we see Talon as top. We can't see it on the minimap, but we see as soon as our teammate dies, our Cho'Gath dies, right? What do we see on the scoreboard? Talon is in the assist marker. Talon is top. Because we just saw our teammate died there.
I see.
So when it comes to junglers, if someone is top, where do you think they're going to be in the next 60 seconds? Are they going to stay top for 60 seconds?
They rotate.
Exactly. So now that we know that they made a play top with their jungler at 10:40, we'll say that they died around 10:40, right? We skip ahead. 40 seconds later. Oh, there's a Talon behind us. Well, if our wave had been on our side of the map, we wouldn't be in like an area to even die to this. But our wave is constantly pushing. Now we're dead. Everything in League kind of snowballs into itself. Like, mistakes that you are making within the first 3 minutes are going to impact the next 10 minutes. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I see what you're saying.
So, knowing what we know now, what should we have done prior to that Talon gank?
Hard pushed the wave before he got there when he was top lane.
Yep. And then it would have crashed into their tower and done what?
Would have reset back to the middle to a safer position.
Exactly. And then we can either decide whether to push or let it come back to us, because from that state, it will start coming back to us just because of how the game works. Like, if it resets to even, the minions are going to come back to whatever side that it bounced off of. Like I said, it's like ping pong.
Almost like chess playing with the pawns.
In a way, yeah. Oh no, we're eating so much poke. Oh, this should be an easy kill. Probably should have healed your Swain. Oh, you didn't use heal at all?
Yeah, I mentioned that after this.
Oh no, dude. This should have been free.
Heal would have definitely changed that.
Yeah, you don't even have to wait for you to get low. Just heal your Swain. You definitely win that. That's what I'm saying. So look at our items. Kaisa had a full Kraken Slayer. We only had half of a shield bow, and she's a level ahead. But it would not have mattered if we just played it correctly.
I see. So it was because of Swain that we almost won. I just saw a fight was happening, so I start to rotate.
So my problem with this, I guess it's I don't like the idea of fighting here, but we didn't have too much of a choice. Plus, it's an in-house, so like you're more likely to actually follow your team in an in-house. But if that was solo queue, I would not have even gone to that. I would just shove bot wave.
I agree with you. I probably wouldn't have either. I think Shotty's like platinum or something.
Okay, so what do we have to think about right here? Who's on the map right now?
So I'm thinking the most of the team is missing now, all of them. So I
Yep.
should be back with, and I
Yep.
have no
Because
flash.
oh, exactly what I was about to say. Kaisa hits one random W out of fog. He just ults onto you and you're dead. And that's literally exactly what happened. I was about to say that. You have no vision. You should not be walking up. Plus, that wave was actually coming to you anyways. We go back. So look at how many minions are on that wave. Notice that it still has the 3 ranged minions from the previous wave, so it's actually coming straight back to you. You are 500 health with no heal, no flash, and everybody on the map is missing, aside from the dead Silas.
You think I should have been under tower?
Yep. You probably could have like just done Krugs, to be honest, and let this wave come back to you. You know that a team fight just broke out at Dragon, and you guys did not take the Dragon. So what's going to happen?
They're just gonna go to me since I'm close.
Well, they're either going to go for you, or they're going to go for Dragon, or they're going to go for both. But yeah, as they take the Dragon, that's when Kaisa throws out the W. Because she knows you're not even paying attention to the map. Let's skip forward a little bit. I notice you don't press tab a lot. Something
Would you more often?
need to get into the habit of like using it more often to actually check what's going on. Like you need to know dragon timers, baron timers. You need to know what items people have. It's all that matters. Like I don't know what's going on because I'm not the one controlling the game. Ooh,
I
good
stepped out
rocket.
of range so he wouldn't see it coming
Yeah, that was a good
out
rocket.
of their sound.
Ooh, flash forward, flash forward. Okay, well you don't need a flash forward if he's just gonna int into you. Oh, come on, no.
Misplay.
Ah, dude, this should have been a double, easy. Like, so, okay, Swain didn't land the root, but here's the thing. He failed his jump over the wall, which means as soon as that happens, you just walk forward at him. He is actually 1 HP. It doesn't even matter if he... I don't think you need to flash out, to be honest. Like, he probably... Tough call. I would say put traps, like, as soon as you see the Q come out, put traps underneath yourself. And then if he steps on him, he just straight up dies. Look at how much HP he has. He actually was, like, crazy low. Yeah, he had less than 100 health there. I would say you stay in that until you know where he is. Because, like, you can react to the ult dissipating. So once he, like, throws it out, it's not going to insta-kill you until it actually comes back in. And as it's coming back in, you can just flash out whichever direction that it's, like, heading towards and avoid some of the damage, which should allow you to just kill him because he's, like, 1 HP.
Oh, I see. But I think that I didn't know if he was going towards Try or towards Krugs. So I think it was a guess.
Oh, it's so tragic. Could have been a double.
Seems that Kai'Sa just one-shot Swain.
Yeah, what are we doing? Running past CS. We're just missing out on so much free gold. You guys are behind right now. Instead of chasing this fight, think about this. It's okay that you sent the rocket, but look at how far away the fight is, right? You are mid.
Yeah.
They are all the way at, like, top turret. Instead of running all the way up there, you just walk forward with your wave. You guys are behind, so if you take the mid turret, you get bounty gold, which is worth more than, like, trying to chase kills top. Plus, you get solo XP and gold too, which brings you back into the game more. Like this is fine. As soon as that rocket gets sent, you just look straight back mid and just hard push it. There's no point in you going top. You're not going to catch anyone unless they, like, horribly misplay. Like, if for some reason this Vel'Koz walks forward, you kill him. But, like, any half-decent player is not going to die there. So he's just going to walk away, and now you're missing minions mid. You miss the potential of taking that tower. You know nobody can react to you anyways because Kai'Sa died, 2 people died during that fight, and we see the rest of them on the map. There's just no reason not to go mid. Look at how low mid got to. Just gold that you're missing out on.
So
And you would be level 11 right now if you got that solo wave.
I was saying I saw Telling go for that jungle. I don't know if I was muted.
Unlucky. You should be shoving mid. You're just missing out on XP and gold.
I was, I think in the comms, I was asking team if I should clear out mid, but they were saying to stay. So maybe they're wrong.
No, I would have just cleared mid. Like, look at how much time you spend doing nothing, basically, right? Yeah, you have your front line there, but you're not hitting anything. Just go mid and kill the... Because, like, the thing is, you go mid, you kill the wave, you take the tower real quick because it's already low, and then you get the passive, so you just run straight back to your team anyways. Like, you move super fast.
I probably should have told the team to not go in while I clear mid.
I mean, this is fine. You can do both.
I think I walked too far forward.
Yeah, you're just isolating yourself. Should always be like max range. Plus, you literally have a Silas right below you. What's to stop him from just like, instead of trying to go for whoever he's fighting, he just dashes straight up after Zonia's and then stuns you. Now you're especially dead when you should just be focusing on the Silas.
So I should have went for Silas instead of Talon, or no?
No, you go for Talon, because like
And then
he's super low here, and then you switch to Silas.
okay,
Yeah, like look at how close you are. You are melee range of Talon while also being in range of Kaisa. Like you don't need to be this close. Okay, so I'm gonna use the range example again. I don't know Kaisa's exact range, but I want to say like 550 or 525, one of those. So it's like something like this. All right. You, on the other hand, let's put you blue. Your range, especially because you have max rank Q, you should be like this range, right?
yeah,
So you can hit Talon from where you're standing. You don't need to walk any more far forward. But what ends up happening is you just keep walking at him even when he's like 1 HP. So now you're entering Kaisa's bubble of range. And yeah, you just die. When you could have gotten the max range auto on Talon and then immediately swing bottom and start hitting Silas. Yeah, Swain would have taken Kaisa damage, but like, who cares? We kill Silas first, and then your entire team insta-kills Kaisa because it's an AD carry.
so it would have been 1v4 if I played that different.
Yep. And yeah, Anthony in the chat is right. Jinx is all about fighting and spacing, and then going up for cleanups with passive. Which, like, you had the right idea, you just didn't have the right positioning. Okay, this right here is fine. Like, you can't actually walk up because we don't know where Talon is. We could probably slow push this instead of, like, immediately hard pushing. There's no objectives to really go for. And hard pushing puts you in danger of dying to gank.
Do you think I should have not started to rotate bot?
No, you don't need to go bot there. The way that League works is that you should always be focused on whatever gets you the most golden experience at any given moment. If you leave mid, you miss out on an entire wave, and even if you get the kill bottom, you miss out on like experience in gold mid. But at worst, you either don't get the kill or you barely get an assist. So instead of getting like 200-ish gold from the mid wave, you get like 70 gold and like half the XP. Yeah, do you know about A clicking, like auto attack moving? Hello?
Oh, I was muted. I was saying, yeah, I know what that is. Where you click the attack the closest thing to you.
Well, like actually using, like you press A on your keyboard and like left click. I assume you've
When
never played like StarCraft or Warcraft or anything.
I, not really, but that's what it does, right? It just attacks the closest thing to you. Am I wrong?
Yes. Specifically the closest thing to your cursor. So the reason why you definitely need to know that is because with AD carry, you're trying to like constantly be moving as you're attacking someone. So the ideal like pattern is you click on someone, and if you need to kite backwards or forwards, you movement click in front of you or back behind you, and then you A click immediately afterwards to like in between your auto attack animation to move back or forward while you're attacking.
When I was muted again. I was saying, I think I auto clicked like not too long ago, but it's too late for that. But sometimes when I A click, it makes me attack the minions instead of the champions, and I lose some damage because of that.
Ooh, ooh, nice. So basically, when it comes to that, there's two things you can do about that. Either you can use the toggle champions only button, which is a button that you can assign, and it literally only lets you attack champions. You can make it a toggle or a hold; it doesn't matter. Or you could just get better at clicking accurately, like either or. I mean, it's meant for both, Anthony. What in the world happens here? Like, I'm not sure why you're walking up to attack Kaisa here.
I thought we could take her on, but I was wrong.
I mean, you can. It just can't be you to be the first to engage on her because she's stronger than you. She lane better the entire time, so she has more damage. She has better items. Not only that, but you also do not have your shield bow. You don't have heal. You don't have flash. You literally have nothing available to you. So think about it like this. The only real item you have is your Runin's Hurricane and half of your shield bow, which isn't even like useful. So of course she is going to do way more damage to you. And like you don't even have vision of her. There's actually zero reason to walk up here. And you
Very
kind of forced
unreasonable
your
to do that.
Cho'Gath to make a play when like he needed to back because he had no health, no mana, didn't have ult, didn't have flash. What's a champion that you hate playing against the most in this game right now?
Um, that's a good question. For jungle,
Just any
maybe
champion. Just name
Viego
name
or
name anything.
Kha'Zix.
What was that?
For versing a jungle, either Viego or Kha'Zix.
Okay. So imagine if a Kha'Zix went in on you, missed every ability, didn't have ult, didn't have W, didn't have Q, didn't have E, and he didn't have his Eclipse passive, and he also was only on one item. And you had 3 items. Would you be scared of him?
No.
Exactly. Do you think that Kai'Sa was afraid of you?
No. It's probably like free gold.
Yep.
That was just a bad way to get caught out.
Ooh, we're walking into the jungle for no particular reason. And we're doing it alone. So look at the minimap right now, too. I know it's kind of hard to see because I'm looking at it on Twitch, but there's a Talon in your jungle right here. So even if Vel'Koz wasn't there, right? Do we just walk into the jungle when we know Talon is there?
No, that sounds like a bad idea.
Exactly. Yeah, this is good. I feel like you could have gotten a couple more autos off, but it's not a big deal that you didn't go any further.
Yeah, I just started to back off when my team did, but you're probably saying before that, right?
Well, it's like in the middle of the team fight, you probably could have done more. Like if I go back to that team fight, because like Silas is just straight up dead, right? You have traps under him, like everybody's gonna focus him the moment he comes out of Zonia's. But like, to be honest, there wasn't anything you could have done differently. Maybe if we have shield bow, but we don't, so it's not worth stepping up. That being said, okay, you have vision, so it's fine. I was gonna say it might be a little risky to go mid, but you're paying attention to the vision. At this point, there's not much you can do. You're kind of reliant on your team to carry you here.
Yeah, it seems that Cho'Gath is fairly strong, if I'm not mistaken.
So Cho'Gath is strong, but the thing you have to think about is, remember what I said about AD carry, how they are, your whole goal is to like stay alive and just do as much damage as possible without dying.
Yeah.
So the thing is, like, even if Cho'Gath is fed, his goal is to protect you. So if you're behind, he can't really carry the game. He's not gonna like one-shot their entire team. That's just not the kind of champion that he is. Hold up, we have a team fight going. Oh, our positioning is sloppy, but somehow we get a kill there. Honestly, that should have been a win for us. I think our positioning was bad. Let's look back at that again.
What should have been different?
So it's good up until... see, where does it go wrong? This is all good so far. Okay, so I think as soon as Kai'Sa ults in, we need a kite under Cho'Gath so that Kai'Sa is forced to hit Cho'Gath instead of us. but we're walking towards her. Now she's just doing a bunch of damage, and she flashed forward. The moment that she flashed forward, she actually hit Q, which luckily Cho'Gath absorbed the entire thing. So really, we should immediately flash away from this.
Oh, so like flash in the opposite direction. So like I flash north while she flashes south.
I'll pause it. So Kaisa flashed right here from here, so she went this way, right?
Yeah.
So what we should be doing is going this way, because we know Talon's not going to be in the fight. He already backed out. Vel'Koz is down here. We have our Cho'Gath protecting us. And then Swain is also on the side here too. So if we flash left, like top left, nobody on their team can hit us, and then we can just clean up with the passive once we kill Kaisa, because we can outspace anything that Talon or Vel'Koz throw at us. And then at worst case scenario, we just throw our ult and kill them. But you stayed in and like didn't use flash at all. And the thing is, Kaisa did not even kill you. What kills you here is getting hit by a Vel'Koz Q. So if you had flashed away, Vel'Koz wouldn't have been in range and you would have just killed everyone.
Yeah, that's probably a good idea.
Boy, oh boy, that Kaisa is fed. She has 4 items and a stopwatch, and she didn't even use it.
Perhaps they would have won if she did.
I mean, it's a maybe. She probably should have stopwatched after her shield ran out of her ult. But she was trying to hit you. That's why she flash Q'd. But she missed. Well, why are we leaving base without items? What are we doing?
Alright, that's a very bad idea.
I know you're close to Infinity Edge, but like, you should at least, at the very minimum, buy the pickaxe. Like, like, what if they just decide to go for Baron right now, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, look, a fight is breaking out, and we don't even have all of our gold that we could be spending. We're sitting on 2,000 gold.
That would have been the Infinity Edge.
And realistically, you should be telling your team, since this isn't in-house, that you can just tell them, like, hey, don't fight. We have money for Infinity Edge. Imagine if you have Infinity Edge right here, you actually should be able to kill Kaisa.
Playing almost like Vayne.
That is tragic.
I don't know what I could have done differently there.
I mean, your team picked a bad fight, but wait, Yone should actually. You guys should be able to kill Kaisa here. Kaisa. Okay, so it's you and Yone versus Kaisa. Nobody else is around. Oh yeah, stopwatch kind of screwed you. I think you actually just kite upwards, like, since Yone died because stopwatch. The second that he dies, you start running up this way, not towards your Cho'Gath, because there's still a Vel'Koz over there. You run up, which then forces your Kaisa to make a choice. She either chases after you and then gets hit by Cho'Gath for free, or she goes after Cho'Gath. If she's auto-attacking Cho'Gath, You know that she doesn't have flash, she doesn't have stopwatch, she doesn't have ult. So now, with your superior range and positioning, if she goes over here, you will be up here and you can just wail on her with Rocket Q, and she can't hit you back because she's on the other side of the wall. She has shorter range, and she's dealing with a Cho'Gath. Plus,
that makes
you
sense.
still have flash available.
I could have just flashed to the left of the wall.
Yeah.
And that was like a 600 damage auto. Like a third of my health or something.
I feel like at this point the game is kind of doomed. Yeah, I mean, at this point, there's pretty much almost no way to come back.
Unless the enemy makes a really big mistake. And I don't think they do this game. For my items, would you go for Bloodthirster 4th or a different item?
You need Lord Doms.
Oh, okay.
Jinx is like one of the few exceptions to the rule where like you don't go Lord Dom second, but for the most part, I mean, even then, it's really good on her second. You should always be going Lord Doms as your second item on almost any AD carry. The only time you don't do that is either you're playing Vayne, or you're playing Kog'Maw, or you're playing Jinx against squishies. But if you're playing Jinx against tanks, you still go Lord Doms.
I see.
Every other champion for AD carry, though, just go Lord Dom second. There's no reason not to.
Just because how auto attack based they are.
Well, it's because you need armor pen. Everybody builds armor these days. Like, every single champion in the game can build some sort of armor item. Do you have any questions?
No, I think that I understood pretty much everything you explained. Have a good rest of your day.
Yeah, you too. Later.
Later.